Today, we're tackling the biggest mistakes buyers make when home buying. When buying a home during the home buying process. One of those. Most buyers think purchasing a home is only about getting pre-approved, browsing homes for sale on the market, and then making offers. But it's so much more than that.
I don't believe this.
But here's the thing. I'm not going to list the problems out and leave you on your way. Instead, I'm going to show you how to exactly avoid and navigate them. So we'll dive into the 3 most common mistakes home buyers make and the strategy you can use to navigate around them. These tips come from years of helping buyers just like you succeed in the real estate market, specifically here in San Diego. If you apply this advice, I guarantee you'll make a smarter, more informed decision and be a heck of a lot happier with whichever home you decide to get.
No refunds.
If you're new here, I'm Karl Kyler, your San Diego realtor. I've been working with buyers for over 20 years now. I've guided countless agents through these very challenges, ensuring their home buying journey is an absolute success. Now, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if it's the case at some point during this video, you decide,
wow, this Karl guy seems great. I think I want to work with him to help me buy or sell my next home.
Well then, my contact info is in the description below. Let's connect and see how I can help you make the next move happen for you. Now, let's get right into the 3 most common mistakes buyers make and ensure you don't fall for them as well. First, a major mistake, shopping with only a pre-approval letter and not actually based on your actual budget. A pre-approval letter from a bank might say you're good to borrow up to a certain amount, but here's the kicker. They base this on a debt to income ratio, usually around 45% of your gross income. That's before taxes and other deductions are taken out, which can be extremely misleading. Why does this matter? Because what really counts is your net income, what actually hits your bank account after all of the deductions. While banks use this larger number, financial experts often advise that your total monthly housing payment, that's your principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and any HOA fees, shouldn't exceed 25% of your net income. This is a safer gauge of what you can afford without stretching yourself too thin financially. Dialing this in before you start shopping will save you from heartbreak over potentially falling in love with a property you can't really afford, as well as from financial risk. If you were to get into a property purely based on your pre-approval, only to find out later that you're not comfortable with the payment while in escrow, you risk losing your deposit as well as the money you spent on the inspections and investigations. That's mistake number 1, now solved for you. Now let's get on to the next one. Second major mistake buyers make, not having a proper understanding of the market before making an offer. This is more common than you think, and here's why it's a problem. In San Diego, for instance, we regularly see the list price as part of a marketing strategy. As a result, or maybe the goal of doing it this way, we ignite a bidding war among multiple buyers. New buyers, both local and those from other markets, might come in thinking that they can either negotiate off that list price or bid at that price, and that would be enough to secure the property. This misunderstanding, expectation, or false sense of reality, however you want to label it, only leads to constant disappointment and missed opportunities. Because while you were taking the wrong approach with your offer, someone else got the property, which means you have to go back out to the market and find another one to your liking.
This is ridiculous.
Understanding your specific market is absolutely essential, and this is where you should lead hard into your real estate agent, one that you trust and respect. If you're shopping with a max budget of $1 million and homes are constantly being bid up due to high demand, you should be looking at homes listed around the low 900,000 range. This gives you leeway to increase your offer without stretching beyond your financial comfort zone. Now, obviously, this will change depending on the state of the market. So before you go out there and start making offers, take the time to talk with your real estate agent about the market. Hopefully that'll be with me. Get to know how long homes are typically sitting on the market. What is demand like? How aggressive are buyers being? And what incentives for buyers or sellers are being offered? Get familiar with it all. It's not only about reading the price and taking a swing at it. It's about understanding what that price represents and how far it can really go in a competitive market. Avoiding this mistake will get your offer accepted sooner and with less hassle, frustration, and doubt about the process. So that's mistake number 2 solved. Now on to the last one. Finally, the third and final mistake, buying with the idea of short-term equity gain. A lot of buyers make plans to enter the real estate market with the dream of making a quick profit, but here's the reality of things. Real estate is not a quick flip investment unless you're wanting to dance with high risk. Real estate markets have their own rhythm of ups and downs, though much slower and steadier than the often volatile swings of the stock market. However, that doesn't mean they are without risk. Buying a home with the expectation of a quick sell for profit can backfire if the market takes a downturn, if it hasn't appreciated enough to cover the cost of the sale, or if you need to sell under those less than ideal conditions, i.e. a job loss, a job transfer, or possibly a divorce. Always approach buying a home with at least a 5-year plan in mind. Why 5 years? Because it provides enough of a buffer. This is a period long enough for the market to recover if it dips shortly after you buy, for you to potentially move up in your career and increase your earnings, and for the market to appreciate enough for you to sell and be profitable. This time frame can be crucial for building real, tangible equity in your home, rather than banking on the market timing for quick gains. Remember, unlike stock where you can see losses and gains from one day to the next, real estate should be considered a long-term investment. Buying and holding is the safest and surest way to winning. If you're buying a home, think about where you'll be in the next 5, 10, or even 15 years. Are you prepared to stay if the market takes a dip? If the answer is no, you might want to reconsider your strategy to ensure you have the financial cushion to handle the unexpected shifts. This strategic approach shields you from the pitfalls of short-term market fluctuations and puts you in the position for sustainable home ownership. With that, we've tackled the third and final mistake. Having a long-term perspective when entering the real estate market will save you from potential financial distress and align your property investment with guaranteed value gains.
I've won! I've won!
And that's a wrap for this video. If you're ready to get started on your home buying journey, again, my contact info is in the description below. Give me a call. Let's chat about your next move and how I can help you make it happen. Now, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, or if you're unsure if you're ready for that level of commitment yet, you can check out one of my other videos that'll pop up at the end in either of these corners. As always, I'm Karl Kyler, your San Diego Realtor. I'll see you in the next video.